Hey guys, it's Evelard here, back in with another review, and today we're having a look at the Marvel Legends MCU Thanos Build-A-Figure Wave Iron Spider. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, now as I said before, today we're having a look at Iron Spider, who is part of the, semi-new at this point. It's old news by now, I'm sure. MCU Thanos Wave, released by Marvel Legends for Infinity War, and he's the second MCU figure we're looking at. The last and final one's going to be Thanos, because I don't really need to do reviews on the other two, because I don't think anyone really cares. That's besides the point. This guy doesn't come with jack squat, actually. He comes with the Thanos leg. Here. Focus. And, it's got the double joints. My camera seems to be acting less weird today. And it's got the hinge in the foot with the rocker. So that's the Thanos leg. But just jumping right into Iron Spider, because there's literally no accessories for this guy. We're just going to look at the mold itself and the articulation that comes with it. So that being said, it's nice. Very nice paint, very nice sculpt. Not exactly the Iron Spider I like. I like the one with the yellow and red paint scheme on it, and the spider legs coming out of the back, which, spoiler alert, this guy apparently has. But there's no place to put them, and there are none included, which would have been nice considering he is the smallest figure in the wave. Comes with a pretty standard bath piece. He doesn't even come with the torso. And the fact that it's freaking Spider-Man. He should have at least had some alt hands, because you can pull these out like any other Marvel Legends. But I guess if you have the Homecoming Spider-Man, you can interchange parts if you so choose. But articulation on this, pretty much the same as that figure. The head will rotate and look up and down. It's a little loose on mine. Everything else on here is pretty tight. He's got ratcheted butterfly joints. They sound ratcheted anyway, so that's kind of nice. He's got a swivel in the shoulder, hinge in the shoulder. It moves out pretty daggum far, at least a right angle to the body. Just want to be careful you don't get any paint rub up in there, because it is a tight squeeze. It's got a bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, which again is going to be another tight squeeze there. I will say, if there's one thing this figure has, it's tight ass joints. So you want to be a little careful, because he is a little small. You don't want to snap anything, because this dude's apparently hard to find for some reason. Even though it's freaking Spider-Man, you'd think it'd be everywhere. But I digress. Just trying to straighten out the arms is a bit of a chore. It's because of how tight these joints are. But nonetheless, he's got a swivel at the wrist, a hinge as well. Ab crunch 2 clicks forward, so 1, 2, back into place, and then 1 click back. That's fair. Waist swivel, that's probably the second loosest joint on here. Hips, move out to the side. A little better than Pizza Spidey, especially this side. They kick forward. Not that far. Kick down. This one kicks forward too. One of these was stuck on mine, but it actually did manage to crack it. It's got thigh cut. Those are nice and tight. Double jointed knees. Those are nice and tight. Not as tight as the elbows, but tight enough. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker joint. So, standard fare for Marvel Legends, but good nonetheless. But with that being said, since he has no accessories to talk about, and we probably would have already talked about them, I think it's time we moved on to a couple of size comparisons. And just get him to stand straight here. Alrighty, that's good enough. Be right back. Alrighty, and starting off with our standard size comparisons, the Pizza Spidey and the Bucky Cap. Here is Iron Spider next to, well, Pizza Spidey and Taco Deadpool. To say the very least, I think he's probably about on par with the teenage boy Buck they use in the comic book based line. But don't quote me on that. That's just my assumption. And when you assume, you make an ass out of you, not me. But with that being said, let's move on to some more size comparisons. And here is Iron Spidey next to all the other figures of the MCU Thanos wave that I've already reviewed. And as you can see, there's definitely a lot of variety in terms of size in this wave. Because you get freaking Amazon Warrior, Proxima Midnight over here, and then you got little puny Songbird, you got King Cobra, and then you got the awesome Taskmaster, and little teeny tiny Iron Spider. So Iron Spider definitely is the smallest, so I kind of think he should have come with the torso for Thanos, but we'll talk about that a little bit more when we review him, which should be up in a couple days. But with that being said, let's move on to some other size comparisons to the other MCU Spideys. Alrighty, and here we have Iron Spider next to all the other MCU Spider-Man I have. I do have a Tobey Maguire kicking around, but these were the ones that were readily available, and Tobey Maguire's a Toy Biz figure, so it's not exactly as streamlined as these. But with that being said, this is about how much I like these figures, going from left to right. The Homecoming one is the best. I really like the Andrew Garfield one, just not as much as the Homecoming one. The Homecoming one just looks a little nicer. Then I'd have to say Iron Spider, then this homemade suit thing that everyone's got a boner for but me, and then the Civil War one, because I don't know, that one just doesn't feel quite as nice as the rest of these. But I'd say if you have all these, you definitely have some options for interchangeable hands, that's for sure. But yeah, I'd say if you're going to pick one, get the Homecoming one. In fact, you might even find it on clearance now. But with that being said, well, let's move on to final thoughts. Alrighty guys, now coming down with final thoughts. I like this figure. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I kind of wish he came with some more hands, and to be honest with you, I'm not exactly a fan of, I don't know if it's Peter Parker or Miles Morales who's portraying this character, but I always like the original version, the red and yellow, not just a modified version of the Spider-Man suit. Calling it Iron Spider kind of makes him Iron Man's sidekick, and I don't think that's what Spider-Man should be, but kind of seems like that's what the MCU is trying to do, which, you know, to each their own, but it's just not my cup of tea. But with that being said, the figure is nice, and I think I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Alt hands and those cool-looking spider legs might have bumped him up to a 9, maybe even a 10. But as it stands, it's still a really solid figure, and if you like Spider-Man, might want to check it out. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, catch you guys later.